is the only thing that makes sense to me as far as an explanation as of why Nick Sirianni, and it doesn't excuse it, why you called that bullshit play.
Bring my boy Underdogg up. Where is he at? There he is. Underdogg, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. I'll go right to you. What'd you see tonight? Where's your head on this team?
Well, I'll say this. This is the Super Bowl contender. They'll raise your blood pressure on the way. But I wanted to see a difference-making defensive end paired up with Jalen Carter. I've been wanting to see a difference-making defensive end. We had Fletcher Cox is when we got back to our Jerome Brown line of defensive linemen in the middle. And the whole time I said, man, why couldn't we just have like a Trent Cole now while we got Fletcher Cox? And we just never did it. So now, like, just to see a good defensive end with somebody in the middle, so now you collapse the pocket and there's nowhere for the quarterback to roll out. That's the important. That's a 1-2 punch. Because of that by itself, the secondary is going to get a chance to gel. I think the defense is going to gel. I said it earlier in the chat. This defense is going to eat frozen cheese snacks tonight, and they did. They did. We played bitch ball. We played like you got some people have a mentality of, well, it could have been worse, and some people have a mentality that's it could have and should have been better. I think we've been eating ramen noodles and hamburger helpers so long that we forgot we have like lobster tails in the freezer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just store it away. I
You got
saw
an eight,
AJ
you got
Brown.
an 8-ounce steak, and you're opting for the ramens every week. Oh
Yeah,
man.
we've been beaten down into this though. Like after a while, we kind of got used to this, and this is why I don't think a lot of these people watch other teams, because we just watched the full stress-free slate yesterday of teams that actually can throw a football. Yo, when we had Donovan McNabb, right? We wouldn't have put up with an offense like this, and he was throwing to James Thrash, Todd Pinkston. He was putting up 35, 36, 33, 100 yards a year easily. A lot of touchdown passes, and he ran too. And we had a three-headed backfield, with the running backs. People at this point aren't being honest with themselves, and they haven't been for a while. Listen, nobody's telling me that Tanner McKee would have came out there and played worse than this. Nobody's telling me Tanner McKee and Jalen Hurts and the head-up quarterback competition that Jalen Hurts wins that is never going to. 10 times out of 10, he's not winning that quarterback competition. This is the $50 million a year lie I'm talking about. What we're looking at is, and then people say, well, the running game, we can't get the passing game until we get the running game. That's nonsense. You can't get a running game. You know why you can't get the running game? And any offensive lineman will tell you, they much rather run block than pass protect. So if you're pass protecting and you're giving him 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds, sometimes to throw the ball, believe they're not having a problem moving people off the ball to run. That's their recess during the game. So my thing is, there's extra defenders. There's so many more green jerseys, green shirts around Saquon Barkley than he has blockers because they're not threatened by the pass attack. The problem is the pass attack. We keep trying to take Tylenols and shit for a broken arm. It doesn't make sense. And then when people say another thing too, we got to stop this shit because this is an old lesson that's already been learned. This is not a style of quarterbacking. Just because you're missing some ingredients, that does not a recipe make. Okay? If I'm trying to make French toast, and the main thing of quarterbacking is being able to read the defense, anticipate, see what's about to develop before it develops, and then the development should be where you place the ball. That allows it to develop. The receiver meets the fucking ball.
Right.
If you're missing bread and you're sprinkling cinnamon and eggs, you didn't create a fucking recipe. You just don't have French toast.
Cauliflower toast, bro.
Yeah, it's not French toast. You know what I mean? Like you don't have a fucking new ingredient or a recipe because you're missing an ingredient. We're lying to ourselves again. And to say every quarterback has limitations, like Pat Mahomes and Joe Burrows, They don't have limitations as far as knowing how to play the game at a professional level. They know how to read a defense. They know how to read it, first of all, um, for the team pre-snap. Okay, this is what's happening. 52 is the mic or whatever the fuck. Okay, and then outside of that, once the ball is snapped, they're reading the defense for themselves. Did you see Matt Stafford manipulate the defense?
Dude, Matt
Look him over
Stafford,
with his eyes,
he is
throw
on
the
one
no
right
look pass.
now. Oh man, he's on
That's
one right
that's
now, man.
that's next level, and that's next level from a professional level quarterback. That's about 3, 4 levels ahead of where Jalen is. And Jalen, this is why I say this is a Super Bowl contender. Jalen performed in my mind. And well, he didn't have a good game, but he's a fucking gamer, and the team fights. They fucking fight. If you have a defense like that, like they don't give up on Sirianni. Like they fight. They're very competitive. They're hungry. They fight. I'm telling you, another quarterback, and you know who, another quarter, Tanner McKee is never going to perform like that. That ball to Devontae Smith, you got about a third of the end zone to work with without a defender there. About 6 to 7 of the eighths over is where that ball should go. Devontae gets in untouched. Untouched. AJ Brown slicing across the middle. Tanner McKee throws that ball in his sleep. Quick. And for the people that don't understand the quarterback position, it's not about running. It's not a running style of quarterback. No, you're not going to reinvent the fucking game. We've already seen this and learned this lesson in the 90s. This is an old lesson. This is why I speak in absolutes this way, because these fans I make fun of, I used to be those people. I make fun of them because I was 9 years old. These people are too old for this nonsense.
Yeah, isn't
You're
the
not
game,
going.
don't you think the game is changing though? Like these quarterbacks that you're talking about, there's so much fewer now than there was in the past, and the '90s and the early 2000s. All the quarterbacks
This is a
coming out
lesson we
are
learned.
all this way.
That same question was posed back in the 90s. It was posed in the 80s. This is the same thing. Some of these kids have not been talking to their fathers. I'm telling you, there's somewhere the bridge is fucked up from generation to the next generation. This lesson has been learned over and over and over again. Now, this is the thing. If you know, and this is requisite for the job, to play quarterback professionally, you need to be able to read the defense, process, and make anticipatory throws. That's not optional. That's not, well, either you can do this or you can run around. No, that's not fucking optional. You need to be able to do that. That's the bare fucking minimum requirement for the job. If you can do that and take off when the play breaks down, beautiful. But that's bonus. That's icing. You don't serve a whole cake pan full of fucking icing. That's not a quarterback. The number one job of a quarterback is to be able to read the field. That's not optional. That's not a style of quarterback thing. That's a requirement for your quarterback, whether he's mobile or not. And frankly, the best quarterbacks of all time weren't mobile, and they played during much more violent defenses. They couldn't slide out of fucking trouble. It wasn't none of that shit. Yo, whether you think it's Joe Montana, whether you just go off of pure talent and you think Dan Marino, or if you're going with accolades and everything and saying Tom Brady, these people weren't going to run around and kill you with their legs. You don't beat the blitz with your legs unless you absolutely have. You beat the blitz with your arm. You beat it with your head. You beat it with your vision because you know where it's coming from, first the fuck of all. Listen, Kelsey told us. He said there were times I turned around pre-snap and told Jalen where the pressure was coming from, and he still did not see it. This ain't to beat down Jalen Hurts. He is what he is. Frankly, I honestly don't want to talk about him no more. What I'm telling you is adequate quarterback play. And not only is this team a Super Bowl contender, this team should be the Super Bowl favorite. We shouldn't be winning these girl fights. It should not be that. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. I wish I could debate Johnny Mack live, face to face. I really wish I could, because I'm telling you, Zander, and I wasn't comfortable saying it before, but now I am. I personally feel like, and if I'm wrong, I've been wrong before. I think he's a double agent. I think he's smarter and knows more football than what he's letting on. And I can't blame him. You have access that you don't want to give up. I understand that, but like, man, come on. You're not going to tell me I'm spoiled, because double talk is one of the signs. First, I'm spoiled if I want more than a ramen noodle pass game. I'm spoiled if I want more. And then it's, oh, well, nobody's happy with these games. So which the fuck side is it? That's double talk.
That was double talk tonight.
I'm not fucking spoiled because I want an all-star cast to perform better than 10 stinking points when I'm seeing wide open touchdowns yet again. And we didn't even get all 22 tape. These are just replays where you got yo, the one penalty almost didn't even count because the ball, like, where the you throwing the ball to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? What the fuck? The man is right there. Like, yo, like,
Oh man.
come the fuck on. Yo, I'm telling you, there's no way in hell. No way in hell. Tanner McKee misses those throws. Those throws are there on time and they're accurate. There's no way. Nobody's telling me they believe Tanner McKee doesn't perform better than this. And this ain't the first time we've seen one of these from Jalen. This stinky, dinky, doo-poo offense. It's not the first time we've seen it. It's not. It's constipated as hell. It has no flow to it at all. The running game is suffering also because of it. And then we finally got a new toy. That's this defensive end to pair with the middle, the interior of the defensive line. The defense is going to be fine if we don't gas them the fuck out by leading the league in 3 and outs. For the little kids in the chat with the Jalen pajamas on, we lead the league in 3 and out. We lead the league in 3 and out.
That is such a bad stat, dude. That is such a bad stat.
And then it's, well, he only threw 1 interception. Fucking Tupac throws the ball just as much as Jalen Hurts. Where's an interception coming from? You don't throw the ball past 10 yards, and then once in a while you get a little sucker punch when they're like really sleeping on it because they're daring you to throw the ball all game long. And I know some people in the chat, panties in a fucking bunch. I don't care. It is what it is. I don't, and it ain't about hating Jalen. I don't know any of these fucking people. But frankly, if that was me out there performing like that, I would be upset with my own performance. AJ Brown didn't say anything. I swear it looked like Devontae on the sideline. I was doing it, making the same motion with my hand as he was. So maybe that's why it feels like it to me. I swear he was saying, yo, all he had to do was throw it out like this way. Throw it to the fucking side. Yo, there's some tension there. There's tension in that locker room.
I agree.
And you know something? That tension is the only thing that makes sense to me as far as an explanation as of why Nick Sirianni, and it doesn't excuse it, why you called that bullshit play. Like, it was a dumb decision, first of all.
Yeah.
To even call the play and give up that field position. But like the tension, I think, is so thick. And AJ didn't even speak on it out there. But it's just known. They know the frustration. Nick Sirianni, didn't he coach wide receivers?
Yeah,
like they know they knew the frustration, and they just tried to sneak one to AJ so they could at least have something to say in the stats. Kind of like these fans try to hide behind certain stats when it's convenient. Oh, well, AJ had 70 yards or whatever that play would have got him on top of the 13 he had. Like, I think that's why Nick Sirianni made that stupid decision. And like, what other explanation is like, what the fuck was that, Zander? You give up field position as if you've been like, as if your offense did what it was supposed to do today, and you're up 17 points or something.
I know. You might be
I
right.
think it was just to appease somebody that you feel like you owe. They felt like they owed AJ because he behaved himself. He was a good boy, even though he only had 2 targets. They said, "I'll toss him a bone. Give me a break. If I'm AJ, yo, trade me."
Bone, man. That was a half chewed bone, man. You sent over from the dog next door. That wasn't even a good bone. All right, brother. I got to get at it. I got a bunch more people I got to get to, but you're spitting fire tonight. We'll see.
It's unreal.
The defense is special. I think you're right about that. That's for sure.
Yep. Did you see my last email I sent you?
The what about the music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Did I not respond? I got to respond. I'll respond to you.
Yeah, I sent another one.
Oh, wait.
Tell me what you think.
All right, I'll look. I didn't get it. I saw your one that you said you were going to send something. Yeah, I didn't get a link or anything.
Okay, all right.
Send it when you get off there, all right? I'll look
All
at
right,
it.
yeah, maybe you saw the last one.
I'll respond to the one I got. November 7th.
But yo, this is a contender, Zander. All we need is adequate quarterback play, and we can't get it consistently from the bench. I'm telling you. Just because he's on the bench don't mean he's a bench quarterback. This is politics.
It's just not going to happen. I don't.
This is politics. Oh, a couple more stinkers like this with some L's attached to him, and that seat to get hotter. Jeffrey Lurie did not look pleased in that box, and I know he's addicted to throwing the ball. He's addicted to throwing.
I know he is.
Let some more performances like this pair up with some L's, and that seat to get hotter.
We don't see
rightfully.